Check 1 2, check 1 2. Welcome to the Athlete Institute for an OSBA matchup between the Athlete Institute Bears and King's Christian. It's a tale of two teams. King's Christian, the youngest team in the OSBA, coming off a 1-19 season. Meanwhile, the Athlete Institute was 17-3 in OSBA play last year, and their only two losses was to their fellow Athlete Institute residents, the Orangeville Prep, who they lost to twice. And Athlete Institute loses quite a few players in the United States. We'll get into that as the broadcast continues. Starting for Athlete Institute is Lugens Dort, Sam Routens, Addison Patterson, Ben Hendricks, and Moreau Amadou. Starting for King's Christian is Jalen Pasley, Lucas Sakota, Johnny Verdoliak, Coleman Stuka, and Sam Thomason. As Athlete Institute wins the tip-off, Lugens Dort controls the ball. Moves it, Patterson looking for space. Almost lost it. It's a long three from Sam Routens. Doesn't go. Rebound, King Christian. Thompson, guarded by, there's Patterson with Pasley in the corner for three. Nothing but net. King's Christian starts it off. They're calling it a 2. Lugens Dort drives, switches hands midair with the teardrop bucket, goes in. 2 apiece early on. I'm Chris McKee. Thanks for joining us on Bears TV. Done a handful of games here up at the Athlete Institute, as well as the OSBA Game of the Week over the past 2 years. Always enjoyed doing it. It's a long three, air ball. Good hustle from King's Christian. Sakota wide open. Nothing but net. Lucas Sakota drains the 3. Dort brings the ball up the floor for Athlete Institute, looking to shake Sakota, loses the handle on it. Picked up by Hendrick. Patterson, long 3, why not? Off the rim. Rebound, Amadou, he throws it up while he can't go. Gets the rebound as it bounces around. Moreau Amadou with his first basket of the night. Sakota bringing the ball up for King's Christian. Loses it, Patterson with the steal. And then Patterson, looking at Hendricks, wasn't too happy with the lead pass. 5-4, King's Christian leads here early in the first quarter. It's a doubleheader tonight. Following this game, Orangeville Prep will take on Bill Carruthers. Some back-to-back action. Hope you stay with us for both broadcasts. Pasley misses, rebound, Amadou. Dort leads Athlete Institute in transition. Dort, and it's going to be a hand check called on King's Christian before the shot, so it won't be a shooting foul. It's going to be the Bears' ball out of bounds. Sam Routens will inbound the ball. Sam in his first year up at the Athlete Institute. Played at St. Mike's before, Bathurst and St. Clair in downtown Toronto. Routens drives, dishes out. It was a good pass. Amadou wasn't positioned properly. I think he was thinking shot before he caught the ball. Turnover. It's going to be King Christian ball. So Pasley playing the point for King's Christian, brings the ball up. He's guarded by Routens. The drive, left-handed drive, misses. By Stuka. And now there's a foul called. And here's our first substitution of the game. Checking in for the first time is Giovanni Scott. He comes in for Amadou. And Dort will bring the ball up. There's 7:18 to go in the first quarter, excuse me. Patterson, wide open look, didn't want it. Scott, guarded by Thompson. Patterson with his back to the basket, nice dish inside. Hendricks can't handle it. Picks it up, too short, gets his own rebound, tries it again, misses again. So Thompson just wildly threw that in. Hendricks picks it up to Scott. Scott missed a wide open 3. And now Sakota is going to drive down. Alley-oop to Thompson. Nice finish, Sam Thompson. 7-4, Kings Christian leads, 6:40 to go. Patterson, excuse me. Dort. AI moving the ball around. Patterson. Underneath the basket to Scott, wide open lane off the glass, Giovanni Scott. Scott gets his first basket of the game. Passley brings up the ball. Passley out of Burlington. It's a 2019 eligible for NCAA play or OUA play, wherever he chooses to go. Foul on the floor. There's 2 substitutions coming in for the Bears. It's Kobe Lamb, and as well, number 5 is Keyshawn Barthélemy. Both first-year players for Athlete Institute. So Dort will bring the ball up. Guarded by Sakota. Lamb can shoot the 3, so look for him. Speaking of threes, Dort off the glass. Didn't call it, but it still counts for 3 points. 9-7, Athlete Institute with their first lead of the day. Sakota guarded by Lamb. He had a wide open look. That's for Dolyak. Dishes it around. Kings Christian with the finish, tie game. Lamb wide open 3. Nothing but net, Kobe Lamb. Game opening up a little bit more. Timeout on the floor. Kings Christian. So 12-9, Athlete Institute leads, 5:20 to go in the first quarter. Thanks for joining us. I mentioned earlier, my name's Chris McKee. You drop me a line on Twitter. Let me know you're out there listening at Mr. McKee. Now, in between this game and our next game featuring Orangeville Bears, they're going to be doing a signing with Ignas Brzezikis and Lugens Dort. It's National Signing Day in the United States, and they're both going to sign their letters of intent. Dort, obviously, to Arizona State. He committed here about 2 weeks ago during the Midnight Madness Slam Dunk competition. I had the pleasure of broadcasting. It was a lot of fun, and Brzezikis committed a few months back, but he's officially going to sign his letter of intent to be a Wolverine today. So Kings Christian, as I mentioned, the youngest team in the OSBA. So they're sticking pretty much with their starting lineup of Passley, Sakota, Verdolyak, Stuka, and Thompson. And so that timeout was more to give them a breather as opposed to checking in one of the other guys. Passley will bring the ball up to Sakota, guarded by Barthélemy. Sakota with a turnover. Barthélemy drives. Lovely lane. Shielded the ball well. Nice finish. Keyshawn Barthélemy. 14-9. Bears lead. Passley, left-handed dribble, guarded by Lamb. Verdolyak. And there's a long 3 with Jordan Passley, or Jalen Passley, excuse me. I'll get the Kings Christian names by the end of this first quarter, forgive me. Dish inside, Nam lost a handle on it. It was too hot for him, goes between his legs. Turnover, Kings Christian ball. So Dort will take a breather for the first time tonight. And Patterson checks back in for him. Jalen Passley brings the ball up to Thompson. Drives, nice finish, Sam Thompson, the big man. 6'9" out of Kitchener-Waterloo. Barthélemy looking to work off a screen from Scott. Kobe Lamb, guarded by Verdolyak. Dish inside, and he's going to be called for a travel, it looks like. Refs conferencing. We'll let you know in 1 second. No. So they're calling it on 15. It's Coleman Stuka. It's not a shoot. Is it a shooting foul? No, it's not. So Barthelemy going to inbound underneath the baseline. Checking in for the first time, Shamar Walker for Kings Christian. And a poor pass in from Barthelemy. Just handed it. And now Sakota driving up. He's got numbers, stops, pops, nothing but net. Lucas Sakota just outside the key. So there was a buzz. The refs tell him to play through it. It's an error at the scorer's table. Scott looking for space. Keyshawn Barthelemy on the baseline. Long pass over to Lamb. Lamb had Patterson wide open. Dish inside Nam. And the big man finishes. Mabeni Nam. 16 all. 3:23 to go in the first quarter. Sakota playing the point now. To Pasley. It's guarded by Scott. Pasley looking for space. Too short with that effort. Rebound for Kobe Lamb. Barthelemy brings the ball up. Barthelemy's got a really quick first step. Kobe Lamb from three. Off the back of the rim. Rebound, Sam Thompson. Pasley driving wildly. This is underneath to Walker, and he misses a wide open lay-in. Patterson. Barthelemy thought about it, opted not to. Barthelemy looking for space, moves it around. Patterson guarded by Walker. Shot clock ticking down. Shot clock at 5. Giovanni Scott puts it up. In and out. Rebound Shamar Walker for Kings Christian. Pasley looking for space. He's got Thompson. Nice finish, Sam Thompson. What a 15-foot jump shot. Big man showing his range. Kings Christian with the lead. Lamb, pump faked. Addison Patterson, nothing but net from 3. Athlete Institute retakes the lead, 19-18, 1:50 to go in the quarter. Jalen Pasley bringing the ball up. Verdoliak turns it over. There's that speed of Barthelemy. Just snuck in there. Kobe Lamb for 3, and he's fouled by Shamar Walker. And Kobe Lamb's going to go to the line and shoot 3 free throws. So thanks for joining us here on Bears TV. Don't forget to subscribe to Bears TV. Keep up to date of all things going on up here at the Athlete Institute and with Orangeville Prep up in Mono, Ontario. It's just northwest of downtown Toronto, just north of Brampton, which is, of course, the home of Tristan Thompson with the Cleveland Cavaliers and Anthony Bennett, who's the former #1 pick. Lamb from the free throw line. Kobe, another St. Mike's product, came here with Sam Routens. We're both St. Mike's Blues. Played in the TDC AA. I played in that same league against one of their rivals, Neil McNeil, which is another all-boys school in Toronto, as well as Cardinal Newman. It's out in the east end of Scarborough, Brimley, and Kingston, where I played my high school ball. Lucas Sakota looking to work off a screen, a long 3, rims out. Kings Christian comes up with the ball. Dish inside, and 1. That's Alex Nwaga checking in for the first time. So Nwaga drives. Lovely finish. He's going to go to the line and try and convert the 3-point play. Alex, some national team experience with the U16 Canadian national team. Really enjoyed his game when I did the Kings Christian game last year, sometime around Christmas against Henry Carr, over at Father Henry Carr. And this kid had a couple highlight real dunks. He's a young guy, class of 2020, but can jump out of the gym. Athlete Institute leads 22-21. Lugens Dort back in. He drives and just out-muscles the Kings Christian player. Lovely finish from the future Arizona State Sun Devil. Sakota drives. Had Sam Thompson. He had a wide open three, steps in, and too strong. Waga with the rebound. Nowhere to go. And I think they're calling 3 seconds in the key on Alex Waga. Unfortunate. Colby Lamb will inbound to Addison Patterson. 30 seconds to go in the quarter. Bears up by 3, 24-21. About a 6-second difference on the shot clock. Well, that's mute as Patterson with a lovely stroke. That was for 2. 27-21. 9 seconds to go. Sakota. Drive. He's guarded by John Dwall, who's just checked in. Nawaga, as the time expired, but it's swatted away by Dort. No goaltending, and that's the end of the first quarter. So a competitive first quarter. Well, the refs talking about it now. They may call goaltending on that. I think they're checking to see if the shot went before the clock expired. Fortunately, I don't have the luxury of replay.
At the end of the first quarter, the score is Kings Christian 21.
Let's see.
Bears 27.
Refs explaining it to the Athlete Institute head coach, Charles Hantamakos, who's in his first year here at the Athlete Institute. Coached at Bill Carruthers for a few years before. Did a few of his games last year. So it looks like they're not calling anything, no goaltending. Well, don't forget, check out the Athlete Institute and Orangeville Prep on Instagram and Twitter. I follow them on Twitter. Always love seeing the news, what's going on with these fantastic young athletes. Obviously, plenty of NCAA scholarship offers. You know, I mentioned at the offset, guys on the Athlete Institute last year now playing south of the border. College basketball starts this weekend. NCAA, can't wait, really looking forward to it. O'Shea Brissett and Howard Washington Jr., both Athlete Institute alumni, will now be playing for the Syracuse Orange down in the ACC, really looking for that. And of course, Javon Blair is going to be down at Georgetown, who was Patrick Ewing's first recruit as a Hoya, as well as Jordan Lyons, who's playing out in southern Utah. Back to the start of the second quarter. Athlete Institute leads 27-21. Radoliak looking for space. And there's my guy Nwaga with the dunk inside. That got the Kings Christian players up off the bench. 27-23 now, Kings Christian trails. And there's Waga, goes in, steals it. Why this guy wasn't starting, I don't know. He's been a real boost off the bench for Kings Christian. Radoliak for 3, nothing but net. Sorry, that was Coleman Stuka. So Kings Christian showing signs of life here in the second quarter. Quick drink of water, woke them up. So it's John Duwall, the big man, and he just traveled. Took about 4 steps. So Coleman Stuka with a big 3 brings Kings Christian to within 1, excuse me. So Waga inbounds for Kings Christian to Lucas Sakota. Sakota out of Etobicoke, also played for the Canadian U16 national team. Sakota, there he is for 3, nothing but net. Lucas Sakota, Kings Christian takes the lead. 8:45 to go in the second quarter. Patterson looking for space, drive, switches hands, can't get the roll. Hendricks in there, and Stuka comes away with it. Sakota in transition has it knocked away. It's going to be Kings Christian ball underneath the AI basket. So Stuka's going to inbound. Guarded by Dort. Sakota, long three. Short. Rebound, J.J. Sador. Seeing his first action of the game. Dort controlling the ball. Drives, lovely dish. Hendricks not ready for it. And they're going to say Hendricks was fouled. Looks like he initiated the contact. Johnny Verdoliak just stood there with his hands in the air, gets called with a foul. Doesn't look too happy about it. Well, Jalen Pasley checking back in. Robert Manella, number 5, was on the floor for Kings Christian, seeing his first action. And Ben Hendricks is going to shoot 2 free throws. Hits the first. So Hendricks out of Mississauga, led Team Ontario to gold this past summer at the Canada Games. And it's starting to receive plenty of interest south of the border. He's got a bunch of mid-major teams looking at him. And there's Stuka with a nice finish. Hendricks class of 2019, so he's got plenty of time. And he's going to generate plenty more offers. 31-28, Kings Christian leads. Dort throws that one over to Patterson. Patterson switches hands, trying to back a lovely dish inside to Hendricks and swatted away by Johnny Verdoliak. Stuka drives, and he's hammered by Giovanni Scott. That's a good foul by Scott, because if he takes that in and lets him finish it, that's going to really help shift momentum in favor of Kings Christian, who've come out like a house on fire here in the second quarter. So good foul, slow the play down, let everyone catch a breath. So Stuka out of Oakville. Played in the BioSteel Futures game. It's always a good honor. It's a great weekend, that BioSteel game. I had the pleasure of going down, seeing the main game, the University of Toronto Goldring Center. All the stars are out. DeMar DeRozan, Marcus Stroman from the Blue Jays. The who's who of basketball in Toronto. Scott drives, switches to his right hand. Lovely finish, Giovanni Scott. Scott, class of 2019, generating some offers from bigger schools, USC and Arizona State. And there's Sakota, drives, and Scott fouls him. Sakota with the finish. He's going to go to the line and try and convert the three-point play. Kings Christian leading 35-30. Sakota has the opportunity to put them up by 6 here. 7:13 to go. Timeout on the floor, Athlete Institute. Good timeout. They look a little out of sorts right now. Kings Christian dominating the play. So this team, you know, mostly all grade 11 players. There is one or two, you know, older, but for the most part, a lot of grade 11s. And so this team, you know, in a year or two is going to be one of the premier teams in the OSBA. Thanks for joining us here on Bears TV. I'm Chris McKee. You can check me out on Twitter at Mr. McKee. That's MRMCKEE. I write about the NBA and college basketball for a whole bunch of sites. A lot of them mid-major madness. I've had the pleasure of interviewing, I don't know, easy 50, 60 Division I head coaches over the past year or so. Had a couple articles come out this past week. Had the pleasure of talking to Kermit Davis, who's the head coach at Middle Tennessee. They went 31-5 last year, and they've made it to the NCAA tournament 2 years in a row. They upset Minnesota this year in the first round as a number 12 seed, and the year before, they were a number 15 seed and knocked off number 2 Michigan State, one of the biggest upsets in recent tournament memory. And also spoke with Kyle Keller, who's the head coach down at Stephen F. Austin. They've been in the NCAA tournament 3 of the past 4 years, so you can check those articles out on Mid-Major Madness. And as well, also just started my first podcast as Sakota goes to the line, try and convert the three-point play, and he does, 36-30 now. My first podcast, just go on YouTube, type in Chris McKee Podcast. Got interviews with Kermit Davis, so 15 minutes of us talking, and as well with Sean Menard, who's the film director, the guy who just did the Vince Carter documentary called The Carter Effect. I had the opportunity to see that at TIFF a few weeks ago. A floater from Barthélemy tipped in Giovanni Scott. Nice follow from Giovanni. 36-32, 6:45 to go in the half. Jalen Passley brings the ball up. Sakota thought about it. Passley, good extra pass. Stuka from the corner, nothing but net. Cameron Stuka, or Coleman Stuka, forgive me. Dort wildly throws that up. Passley drives, lost a handle on it. But it looks like Routens is being called for a foul. And he is. It looked more like Passley just lost a handle on it. So Coleman Stuka underneath the basket to Verdoliak. Lovely ball movement, swatted away Giovanni Scott. Getting it done at both ends. Waga with the ball. Passley, Verdoliak from the corner for three. Can't get the roll. Stuka fighting for it. Verdoliak comes away with it, and finally, Kings Christian with the basket. They now lead by 8, 40-32, 5:50 to go. Keyshawn Barthélemy drives, dump underneath, and Mabeni Nam, the big man. Oh, we thought he broke the net. Well, he bent it. They fixed the net, he put it back up. Thank goodness for those flexible rims, or we'd be a little bit delayed here with a broken backboard. Jalen Passley brings the ball up. Played AAU at CIA Bounce. A lot of the Athlete Institute guys. Sakota for a long three, nothing but net. Luka Sakota. Anywhere in the gym is where this guy's shooting from. He's got range. Dort dribbles through two Kings Christian players. And then Stuka's called with a foul. He's not happy with it. I didn't see much in it either. It's not a shooting foul. Sam Routens is going to inbound the ball. Just seen his father, Leo, walk in the building. Leo, of course, the Raptors broadcaster and Syracuse alum, NBA alum, Canadian national team. Great vision. Patterson from the corner for three. Looks short. It is. Gets his own rebound. Spots Barthélemy for three. He's too strong. Rebound Passley. Kings Christian sprinting up the floor. Passley switches to his left hand. And Mabeni Nam's going to be called with a foul. Which I don't know about that. But either way, it is what it is. Nam checks out. Looks like he's got something wrong with his hand. Ben Hendricks replaces him. Well, Jalen Passley, 6'2" guard out of Burlington. Puts Kings Christian lead to 10, 44-34. Largest lead of the game. Can't get them both. Scott with the rebound. Athlete Institute, Barthélemy. Scott behind the back, switches hands, and he's got fouled. He's gonna go line and shoot too. Lovely drive from Giovanni. Real aggressive in his approach to the basket. Love seeing that. He's deceptively quick with his dribble. He's just really shifty. He's like a crafty veteran. Still just a young guy though. 6'7" out of Toronto. He'll shoot two. 4:45 to go here in the first half. So I was mentioning earlier my podcast. Check it out on YouTube, Chris McKee Podcast. Mentioned I had a good conversation with Sean Menard, director of The Carter Effect, and when I went to the premiere, Scott hits a second. LeBron James just a few rows behind me. Drake, pretty much every member of the Toronto Raptors and their coaching staff was there. Star-studded event, a lot of fun. Sakota, long two, in and out. Rebound, Ben Hendricks. Patterson brings the ball up the floor. It's guarded by Pasley. Hendricks tries to help out with a screen and push in the back. Looks like Nwaga's being called with the foul. No, it's on Pasley. Either way, Patterson's going to go to the line and shoot two. Patterson out of Milton. He's the #1 ranked player of the class of 2020, according to North Pole Hoops. He's drawn interest from a ton of big schools. Wow, the King's Christian coach screaming at the ref. He's about to get teed up. One, he's on the floor. Two, he's screaming at the refs. I don't want to see that because, I mean, King's Christian's in a good place here. They got the lead. Guys are playing real well. They've looked the better team so far. Athlete Institute yet to fully wake up. So they don't need any distraction from the coach right now with them leading. 44-37, 4:15 to go in the half. Great vision, great ball movement. Waga almost lost a handle on it. Pasley for three. Jalen Pasley for three. 47-37, King's Christian lead. Dort drives in between four players off the backboard and in. Lovely finish, Lugens Dort. He'll go to the line and try and convert the three-point play. Well, Dort in his first year at the Athlete Institute out of Montreal, Quebec. Played down at Conrad Academy in Florida last season. And of course, going to Arizona State next year to play for Bobby Hurley Jr. Dort converts the three-point play. Really good article from one of the Arizona papers. If you go on the Athlete Institute Twitter, I believe the guy's name, Doug Toller, I can't recall, but just go on the Athlete Institute Twitter. And there's a floater by Manella. That doesn't go. Rebound Scott. But it gives you some real good insight as to, you know, who is Lugens Dort and a little bit about his journey, and background, and how he got here to Athlete Institute and where he's going next year and what kind of player he is. You know, Charles Antimakos, the Athlete Institute head coach, just raving about, you know, what a personable young man he is, a great teammate, and a great player to coach. Pasley, guarded by Kobe Lamb. 8 on the shot clock. Thompson out to Sakota. Sakota drives, and he has that block by Dort. Loose ball picked up by Lamb. Hendricks, and Ben Hendricks is fouled by Alex Nwaga. Hendricks will go to the line and shoot two. Giovanni Scott was like standing to the line. Clearly Ben Hendricks with the ball. Hendricks 6'10". Class of 2019. Hits the first. Brings the Bears to within 6. Hits them both. It's what you want to see. You know, big guys are going to draw fouls, and you want to see them shooting free throws well, making those teams pay. Thompson drives, switches to his left hand. Good defense from Hendricks, getting it done on both ends of the floor. Kobe Lamb drives, sees Patterson in the corner. Lamb resets, looking to work off a screen to Hendricks. Hendricks puts the ball on the floor, and ball stolen away by Giovanni Scott, but couldn't finish. Good hustle by Scott, just couldn't finish. Pasley in the corner for Manella. Nothing but net, Robert Manella. So now King's Christian getting some help off the bench. Athlete Institute timeout. Lead back up to 8. All the momentum in favor of King's Christian here. 50-42, 225 to go in the half. So don't forget, this is the first game of a doubleheader. Orangeville Prep and Bill Carruthers up next. Bill Carruthers up in Unionville/Markham. Great facility. My son plays in the OPDL soccer, which they play against Athlete Institute. And not Bill Carruthers, they play against Unionville, who plays at Bill Carruthers. And I've had the chance to see those facilities up there. Really nice. Looks like a high school that would be in America. Just about 5 or 6 soccer fields, a football field, both grass and turf, and a nice gym inside. Nice facility. So Lucas Sakota has been the Iron Man for King's Christian. I don't believe he's come off the floor, and if he did, it was for less than a minute. Heck of a player. 6'5" guard out of Etobicoke. Real smooth shooting stroke, great court vision, and pretty good speed as well. Gets up and down that floor. As soon as he gets that ball on a rebound, you know, it's a sprint. That's what you like to see. Back to the action. Giovanni Scott's going to inbound. Patterson's guarded by Pasley. Patterson's going to bring up the ball for the Bears. Dort. You know, with your team trailing a bit like this and all the momentum in the other team's favor, you know, you want to see guys like Dort step it up, maybe take over the game a little bit. Let them know what's up. So Pasley called with a foul, and Giovanni Scott's going to go to the line and shoot 2. Scott has been the best player on the floor for Athlete Institute tonight. Sakota for King's Christian so far. Scott hits the first. Knocks them both. Lead down to 6. 50-44, 2 minutes to go in the half. Sakota brings the ball up, guarded by Patterson. Manella, he's guarded by Dort. Thompson trying to back down Hendricks. He does. Switches underneath the basket. Nice finish, Sam Thompson. Thompson is truly a two-handed player. He's taking it with his left hand, right hand, and then there he is. Thompson gets it done on the defensive end. Looks like Patterson stepped on his foot. .125 to go in the half. Sakota directing traffic, looking to work off a screen. Thompson comes out and help. Sakota dishes to Manella. Mwaga. Sakota, the shot clock winding down, and that's not a good foul. The shot clock was at 2. Patterson not happy about it, but he gets called with the foul as the shot clock was winding down, and Lucas Sakota is going to go to the line and shoot 2. So the crowd slowly filing in here. The Athlete Institute. A lot of people coming from the city, myself included. Traffic wasn't too bad. 401 was a little slow heading west, but the 410 and Highway 10 heading north, unusually clear today. Well, not necessarily clear, but steadily moving, which is a rarity. Sakota short in the first attempt. It's the second. 9-point lead for King's Christian. 1:10 to go. Lugansk Dort brings the ball up for Athlete Institute. Patterson thought about a long 3. Dishes inside to Hendricks. Hendricks drive. And Alex Mwaga with the defense. Sakota dishes. Thompson inside. Sakota switches to his right hand, and how that's a foul, I don't know. Patterson's looking like, what? Sakota just kind of wildly jumped in the air, and he didn't have full control of where he was going and fell over. Didn't really see a foul, but nonetheless, one is called. And Luka will go to the line and shoot another two. And check out Mid-Major Madness or my Twitter during the week. Spoke to another couple NCAA head coaches over the past few days. Dan Marley, the former Phoenix Sun great, is the head coach at Grand Canyon, which is also in Phoenix. That's a school that it's their first year of NCAA postseason eligibility. They were D2 5 years ago as Dort drives. Nice finish. Dort looking for the foul. Grand Canyon now in their 5th year in Division I, and they're the favorite to win the WAC, the Western Athletic Conference. And they got a real strong team, a bunch of international players, guys from Australia, Italy, I'm going to say Lithuania. They're from all over. And I also spoke with Reggie Theus at Cal State Northridge, and the ball gets stuck underneath the basket. Reggie Theus, a former NBA All-Star and NCAA All-American. And he's coaching his son, who just transferred from South Carolina to go play for him. So interesting story, father and son combo. Look for that. 15 seconds to go. Kings Christian lead. Dort with the ball. 10 seconds left. Dort looks like he's going to take this down. No. Patterson wide open three. In and out. Rebound Sam Thompson. 1 second to go. Sakota turns. It's not going to count. And he misses. So at the half, bit of surprise, Kings Christian leads 55-46. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to take a little break. We'll see you after half. Welcome back for the start of the second half here at the Athlete Institute. OSBA action between King's Christian and the Athlete Institute. King's Christian with a surprising first half lead, 55-46. High score in the first half was Lucas Sakota with 14 for King's Christian, and Lugens Dort was the high for Athlete Institute with 11 points. Now, in the first half, it looks like Charles Hantomakis was kind of giving everybody a go, use the entire bench really, but be curious to see if he keeps it maybe to his core of, 5 to 7 players and try to, pull this one out. So on the floor for Athlete Institute is Dort, Giovanni Scott, Ben Hendricks, Sam Routens, and Addison Patterson. For King's Christian, it's Pasley, Verdoliak, who's got the ball right now, Stuka, Sakota, and Sam Thompson. Dort drives off the glass, nice finish, Lugens Dort. 55-48. So a really good crowd here up at the Athlete Institute in Mono, Ontario, just north of Toronto. Second half of the first game of a doubleheader. Verdoliak puts it up, gets his own rebound, dishes outside to Stuka. Nothing but net. Coleman Stuka. He's got a nice stroke, that young man. Stuka out of Oakville, class of 2020. Scott drives, puts it up off the glass, tipped in. That looks like it was knocked out of bounds by Hendricks. Pasley pleading with the ref. Says it's Athlete Institute ball. Addison Patterson's going to inbound underneath the baseline. Dishes to Scott, he goes up. And Verdoliak is called with the foul. His coach screaming at him. Giovanni Scott gets the roll. Scott, a 6'7" forward out of Toronto, hits them both. Cuts the lead to 8. 58-50, King's Christian lead. Jalen Pasley with the ball. Sam Routens knocks it out, but Pasley then steals it back. Finds Stuka in the corner for 3. Nothing but net. Coleman Stuka. Someone put a body on that guy. This kid can't miss. Dort dishes. Drew a crowd of 3 King's Christian players, then found Hendricks. Hendricks couldn't keep a handle on it. But then Dort's fouled, and Pasley not too happy about it. Ball's inbounded underneath by Patterson again. Scott, Sam Routens for 3. Nothing but net. Sam Routens. I've seen Sam's older brother Andy here at the slam dunk competition. Had the chance to speak with him. Talked to him about his experience in training camp with the Toronto Raptors this year. Thompson, nothing but net. Sam Thompson, it looks like it's a long 2. So if you go on YouTube, check out Andy Routens. Talks about training camp with Raptors. This is about a minute and a half with Andy. So he's mulling some options overseas right now. That's where he played last year in Turkey. Pasley drives, gets his own rebound. Nice finish, Jalen Pasley. So I'm not sure what the call is here. I think it's a uniform issue. Routens had some sort of wristband on or something that the ref made him remove. No fouls called, nothing. Mabeni Nam on the floor now, the big man, number 6. Nam 6'11" out of South Sudan. Dort. Routens. Nice dish inside to Scott. Nam. Nam's got to get better hands. That's a couple times with Routens for a long 3 again. Sam Routens. Routens comes out shooting here in the second half. Cuts the lead down to 6, 65-59. 7:10 to go in the third quarter. King's Christian leads. Sakota Almost with over and back. Guarded very closely by Dort. Lovely dish inside. Verdoliak is fouled. He's going to go to the line and shoot 2. Verdoliak. He also played in the BioSteel Futures game. 6'10", long, lanky. He's got pretty good hands. Like to see better hands. I was talking about Nam. You know, he's a big guy. He's really athletic. And anytime he's been on the floor, they've been feeding it to him under the basket, but he's lost the handle on it 3 or 4 times. Verdoliak. It's them both. 67-59. Kings Christian lead. So anytime the Athlete Institute made a run, Kings Christian has responded. Not letting them back in it just yet. Plenty of time to go. Patterson with the floater. And then tips in his own rebound. It's a good hustle basket from Patterson. Lucas Sakota, guarded by Dort. Stuka from the corner again. Coleman Stuka on fire in the second half. His 3rd 3 already. 70-61. Stuka is as good a shooter I've seen in the OSBA. 2 years of cover in this league. Scott from the corner, and he responds for Athlete Institute with his own 3. Giovanni Scott. Pasley, guarded by Routens. And throws that one away. Scott picks it up. He's got Dort. Dort's got Routens in the corner. And Routens has his 3rd 3 of the second half. Sam Routens shooting the lights out here in the 3rd quarter. Kings Christian wants a timeout as the lead is cut down to 3, 70-67. So this game's really opened up here in the second half. It's becoming a battle between Coleman Stuka and Sam Routens. 2 of them, both with 3 threes. Here just a few minutes into the 3rd quarter. So shout out to DJ Phenomenal. He's in the booth right next to me, supplying the music. Always does a great job. As mentioned, check me out on Twitter. I'm Chris McKee. You can find me at Mr. McKee. That's MRMCKEE. Don't forget to follow Athlete Institute and the Orangeville Prep Instagram and Twitter accounts. Stay up to date on all things Bears. Also check out, I believe it's gobears.ca. Don't forget, coming up next, second game in our doubleheader, Orangeville Prep will take on Bill Carruthers. And next week is a doubleheader as well. Athlete Institute takes on Lincoln Prep, and Orangeville Prep takes on Henry Carr. I'll be back on the mic calling that game as well. Back to the action. Verdoliak to Stuka. Dish inside to Thompson. Thompson trying to wind his way in there. Ball bouncing around. And Giovanni Scott out-rebounds the much bigger Thompson. Keyshawn Bartholomew back on the floor. Routens again. 4 for 4 from 3. In the second half, Sam Routens ties the game. It's the Sam Routens show here at the Athlete Institute. Let's see if Stuka can respond with a 3 of his own. And Bartholomew, this guy is lightning quick defensively. He just kind of appears out of nowhere. Bartholomew, he's only 6'3". You'd like to see him maybe get another inch or 2 on him. But he's so quick and sneaky. He just pops out of nowhere. 4:58 to go in the 3rd quarter. Stuka inbounds to Sakota. Sakota to Thompson. And Thompson traveled. Good call by the ref. And I like the ref's antics there. He kind of jogs. I like that. Well, Bartholomew with the ball. Brings it up for Athlete Institute. To Dort. Dort long three, why not? Airballs it. Dort was the leading point scorer for Athlete Institute in the first half with 11, but he hasn't quite gotten going yet, you know? 70 all. Looks like they're going to go a little full court press here, try to create some turnovers. Stuka inbounds. Passley, guarded by Routens. And clever play, Routens smacks it off Passley, and now it's going to be Athlete Institute ball. Crafty veteran move from Sam Routens. Keyshawn Bartholomew out of Montreal. His first year at Athlete Institute, brings the ball up. Pass it over to another fellow Montreal native, Dort. Bartholomew, he had the three. I don't know why I didn't take it. Nam underneath the basket. Trying to back down Thompson. Nam switches to his right hand. Nice finish from the big man, Mabeni Nam. Sakota, guarded by Bartholomew. Manella, off the rim, rebounds Sam Routens. Dort, driving, spots a wide open Scott. It's going to be a 2 if it does go in. And then good hustle play from Lugens Dort. AI now leads 74-70, 3:39 to go. And there's an issue on the floor. Not sure what's going on. The ref is... No, it's going to be timeout Kings Christian as Athlete Institute comes out. They've woken up here, taking the lead, 74-70.
Hey, Bears fans, don't forget to catch both our Bears prep teams take on the visiting.
So always enjoy being back in the booth, calling OSBA action. I had the pleasure of calling OCAA basketball for 2 years at Durham College. I did the men's and women's basketball for Durham College as well as the men's and women's volleyball. And as well, a bunch of OSBA games here at Athlete Institute and as well as around Southern Ontario. And I recently just got hired by Queen's University. I'm doing some announcing for the men's and women's volleyball up there, which is a lot of fun. Last weekend was my first weekend. Called games between Queens and Nipissing, and as well as Queens versus York this weekend. Guelph and Waterloo will be up in Queens. If you ever want to check out any OUA basketball, I think it's oua.ca. I got some pretty good live streams of every single game that goes on. And of course, college basketball starting this week. We're really looking forward to it. I'll be interviewing a few dozen coaches throughout the season. I try to pack in about 2 a week and then write articles to follow. Manella, and that's for 3, airballs that. Rebound Dort. Dort looking for Nam in transition. Not there. Giovanni Scott wide open 3, why not? Big 3, Giovanni Scott. 77-70. Athlete Institute now taking over. Thompson guarded by Nam. Sakota. Stuka from the baseline, in and out. You want to see Sakota wake up. He shot the lights out in the first half. And there's Nam again losing a handle on it, but picks it up this time. Nice finish by Benny Nam. 9-point lead now. That's the largest lead of the game for the Athlete Institute. Robert Manella. You know, Kings Christians used a real short bench. You wonder if that's starting to hurt them right now, running a little bit out of gas, while Athlete Institute has kept it pretty fresh. Sakota short with that effort. Rebound Nam. Dort leading traffic for the Bears. He drives, and it should be a foul on Manella well before the shot. Yeah, referee echoes my sentiment. So Robert Manella with the foul. Manella, also a baseball player. Played baseball for Team Ontario. Won the national championships, the U15 level. He's out of Burlington, Ontario. 6'2", class of 2020. Dort, long three, off the back of the rim. And Waga is fouled by Nam. Nam, ref saying he's pushed. Charles Antomakos, the Athlete Institute coach, not happy about it. Screaming at the ref. You know, I'll give the ref some credit. They're letting the coaches air a little bit of frustration without teeing them up. I've seen Kyle Lowry got ejected pretty quickly by a ref the other night. You think, you know, you got to give a three-time All-Star a little bit more leeway when he wants to protest. And there's a steal from Scott. Wide open lay, and here's the dunk. Giovanni Scott throws it down. 81-70, Athlete Institute in control. It's under 2 minutes to go. Sakota or Stuka is going to have to start shooting here for Kings Christian. Sakota looking for space. Good vision, finds Nawaga underneath. He's fouled hard by Dort, and he's going to go to the line and shoot two. Thanks for joining us on Bears TV. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Stay up to date on all things going on at the Athlete Institute. And as well, don't forget to follow them on Twitter and Instagram. They're always posting videos after the game, what's going on. As will I. You can check me out on Instagram, at Mr. McKee CM. Or just type in Chris McKee. Patterson with the ball. Slows things down a little bit for AI. Scott, long three, why not? Giovanni Scott is all over the floor right now. Manella, guarded by Patterson. 13-point lead, largest for either team on the afternoon or the evening. Thompson drives, can't get the roll. Nawaga with the rebounds, puts it up, and he's fouled again by Mabeni Nam. Nam looking frustrated. I don't think he did much on that one. Alex Nawaga shoots 4-2. Nawaga out of Milton, 6'7", also a class of 2020. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of the 12 Kings Christian players are class of 2020. Patterson drives, slashes, switches to his left hand, and again, Nam can't find a handle on it. Sakota drives, lovely finish, Lucas Sakota. Lead down to 11, 53 seconds to go in the half. Dort, alley-oop to Patterson, almost a highlight reel. Either way, still counts for 2 points. 86-73, 42 seconds to go in the half, or in the third quarter, excuse me. Wide open look, Nawaga's got to take that. Stuka drives, switches to his left hand. Coleman Stuka shows he can take it to the hoop as well. Really impressed with what I'm seeing out of Stuka. 6'7", he's got the height, can shoot from all over the floor. This guy's a power 5 player if you ask me. Patterson drives, loses a handle on it, and Dort knocked it in the air. Manella comes away with it. 5 seconds left, long pass Stuka for 3, why not? Coleman Stuka, 4-3. So the lead back down to 8, 86-78 heading into the fourth. So that's a big 3 because all the momentum in that third quarter was in favor of Athlete Institute. They came out on fire, and Stuka stops the bleeding a little bit at the end there, but mentioning just before the end of the third quarter, this guy Stuka he's got to be a high-end mid-major to a Power 5 player. He's got the height, can shoot from anywhere on the floor. Pretty good speed, great hands, a two-handed player. Love what I seeing out of him. So always love the in-game competition going on here with some Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock. I can't tell who's winning what here. If you are out there in YouTube streamland listening, drop me a line on Twitter at Mr. McKee. The Wi-Fi in here where I'm situated is a little hit and miss. So I know when I was doing the dunk competition a couple of weeks ago, a lot of guys were messaging me out there. Everybody was asking about when Lugens Dort was going to do his announcement, which he ended up doing at the end of the dunk competition. And I mentioned earlier, in between, so following this game and just before the start of the next game with Orangeville Prep, both Dort and Ignas Brzdikis from Orangeville Prep are going to sign their letter of intents. It is, of course, National Letter of Intent Day. I've seen it all through my Twitter timeline, all the schools in the states announcing their commitments. It's a great day for a lot of young men and women out there. Good opportunities for their future. Patterson drives. And it looks like Verdoliak's going to be called with the foul, number 10. Well, Patterson will go to the line and shoot 2. And here's a young man with a very bright future. Patterson also 6'7", very long. Quick. Slashes to the basket very effectively. Shoots well, good court vision. Brings the lead back to 10 for Athlete Institute. Thompson inbounds. Stuka guarded by Patterson. Pasley, he ran. Yeah, good call, referee. Now this is what, Pasley's argued just about every call, and about 70% of them, he could make a case, but that one was a clear walk. Good call, referee. So Moreau Amadou, who started the game, but hasn't played more than 5 minutes. So he got the start, and then he's been buried on the bench since, but he's back in. Amadou out of Calgary, Alberta, another first-year player at Athlete Institute. He gets the dish from Dort, but it looks like he's hit by, it's either Sakota or Nawaga. It is on Sakota. And Amadou will go to the line and shoot 2. Amadou, class of 2018. Short on his first attempt. It's great to see kids from all over Canada coming here to the OSBA seeking good competition. Hendricks comes away with that. Amadou puts it up and he finishes that. Moreau Amadou makes it 90-78. Pasley, nice bounce back into Thomason, and Amadou knocked that away. And it's going to be Athlete Institute ball. Good hands from Amadou. So Dort has been good today, but fairly quiet. He hasn't dominated, or he hasn't wowed. And he's fouled there by Stuka. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Lugens chose Arizona State over Baylor and Oregon. OSBA's Final 3, had a ton of other offers, Miami. And first time I saw him play was at the BioSteel game, where he was the co-MVP along with Matur Maker, another Athlete Institute alumni. Sakota to Pasley. Pasley, 12-foot jump shot. And what's the call here? Out of bounds. I think he's saying Pasley stepped out of bounds. Kings Christian can't buy a call right now. Amadou inbounds. So Pasley and Dort kind of getting into it a little bit there. Patterson way too careless with the ball. It's getting casual. Pasley, nice jump shot. Jalen Pasley cuts the lead down to 9. Lugens Dort, there is the flash. Lovely dish. Hendricks took about 7 steps. Yeah, there we go. Good call, ref. Hendricks got to work on that catch and shoot. You know, big guys at the next level, you don't need to be dribbling. Just catch it and shoot it. Sakota, guarded by Sam Routens. Routens sparked the comeback for Athlete Institute with his 4 threes. There's a long 3. Lucas Sakota drains it. 91-83, just under 8 minutes to go in the ball game. Kings Christian not done yet. Dort drives. Lugens Dort slashes through half a Kings Christian lineup with a lovely finish. Pasley runs the floor well. Great vision from Sakota. Everyone in white was admiring Dort's finish while Kings Christian hustled up the floor. Colby Lamb on the floor. He dishes, throws it off the leg of one of the Kings Christian players, and then a smart foul by Dort as Nawaga was racing down and would have had an easy finish, so heady play from Dort with the foul at half court. So Pasley's going to shoot 2 here. I'm going to call it intentional. Dort was trying to reach for the ball. I don't like that call. Should have been out of bounds. Pasley trying to cut into the lead. And now here we go. Kings Christian's going to inbound. Coleman Stuka will inbound. Someone's got to come to him, that's what he's saying. There's Pasley, guarded by Colby Lamb. Pasley drives, nice finish, Jalen Pasley. Let's see if Sam Routens can get back into it. Dort's taken over the last 2 minutes here. Amadou spins around, lovely finish. Moreau Amadou. Stuka, guarded by Routens, dishes inside. Thompson, and he's fouled by Amadou. Thompson's going to go line and shoot 2. Sam Thompson, 6'9" forward, the Kitchener-Waterloo area. You know, mentioned a few times earlier, the youngest team in the OSBA. They only lost 1 player to graduation. It was Jaden Gruel, who's now playing down at the University of Waterloo. Several guys on this team that are going to have opportunities to play, whether it's at U Sports or in the NCAA. They're calling a touch. Well, the Kings Christian guys were calling for a touch. Didn't happen. So Giovanni Scott inbounds. Well, Benny Nam back on the floor, as well as Keyshawn Barthélemy, Giovanni Scott, Addison Patterson, and Sam Routens for Athlete Institute. Patterson driving, slashing, has that one blocked by Berdoliak, and now he's fouled by Patterson. Good D from Berdoliak. 6'10" guy just standing in there, putting a hand up. So Kings Christian hanging around here in the 4th quarter. It's going to take a yeoman's effort here from Sakota, who's played pretty much the entire game. Sakota drives, slashes. He's going to go line and shoot two. He's fouled by Mabeni Nam. I didn't like the defense there from Patterson, just diving wildly at the ball. Keep him in front of you. So Dort will come back on the floor for Athlete Institute. And Sakota will shoot two. Big free throws here. It's the first, cuts the lead down to 5. Hits them both. Timeout on the floor, substitution. So Ben Hendricks will check back in for Mabeni Nam. 6:32 to go. AI leads by 4. Barthélemy to Routens. Why not? Routens finally misses one. Almost stole that. Stuka for 3. He's short, gets his own rebound. Can't finish. Rebound, Lugens Dort. Dort wisely slows things down. Hendricks. Barthélemy slashes through, throws it up wildly, and he draws a foul. Sam Thompson is going to send Keyshawn Barthélemy to the line and shoot 2. .552 to go in the ball game. Keyshawn, 6'3" guard out of Montreal. As quick a player as I've seen. I like my guy Keyshawn Saunders, plays for Orangeville Prep, coming up in a few minutes. He's deceptively quick as well. Well, I think Barthélemy has got a quicker step than him, that first step. So I don't know what the issue is. Something's going on over at the bench. I think it's something to do with an injury to Amadou. I think they're checking to see if he's bleeding. In which case, obviously, won't let him back in. Because there's a trainer over there. The ref's looking at him. Not quite sure what's going on. Oh, it's Dort they're looking at, sorry. Dort's been asked to leave. A lot of confusion on the floor. Dort's back on, no substitution. And Keyshawn Barthélemy will finally shoot these free throws. We hope. Lead back up to 6, 97-91. Just under 6 minutes to go. Thomason way too careless with it. Ben Hendricks with the steal. Ben Hendricks with the slam for the Athlete Institute. Big man getting up and down the floor. Passley guarded by Routens. Thompson to Verdoliak, trying to back down Hendricks. Verdoliak, I think it was a shot clock violation. Too slow to get it off. So Hendricks, I mean, he's grown so much since last year. He was the baby last year on this team, and now becoming a focal point, developing so much. Can't wait to see how much more he can grow as a player. There's Dort to a wide open Giovanni Scott, in and out. Hendricks with the rebound. Ben Hendricks with the throwdown. Hell no, he won't slow down. Passley drives off the glass. He gets the roll. Jalen Passley, 101-93. Hendricks feeling it. Big man in there banging away. Lugens Dort drives, dish to Hendricks, and another throwdown. It's the Ben Hendricks show here at the Athlete Institute. Ten-point lead, 4:22 to go. Dish inside, Verdoliak. Spins around, it's got to be a travel. Yep, he was dancing a little bit. So Ben Hendricks, out of nowhere, has dominated this fourth quarter for Athlete Institute. It was Sam Routens in the third quarter shooting from three, and now the big man hammering them away. Foul off the ball on Giovanni Scott. It's a blocking foul. And so trying to find out if they're in the bonus. One thing I haven't liked from Pasley, he's a little too talkative with some of the reps. You know, some refs may have a little less patience than these guys. They've shown a lot of patience. Nwaga. Well, I think it's on Giovanni Scott, they're calling. Yep. So that's going to send Nwaga to the line. He'll shoot two. Kings Christian trails by 10, 103-93, 3:55 to go. It's been a heck of a ball game. Right from the get-go, Kings Christian came out firing. Athlete Institute is a little slow to wake up, but after that, after the half, they came out firing themselves. And it's been a great back-and-forth battle. This one's not done yet. Routens inside to Scott. In Hendricks again! Dunk number 4, Ben Hendricks. He's got them off their feet here in mono. Keep feeding the big man. Keep giving it to him. Pasley, nice spin move. In and out. Gets his rebounds, and then that's swatted away by Dort. Great defense. And that's a foul on Nwaga. A push. And he sent, I think it's Giovanni Scott flying. Scott comes up limping. It doesn't look good. Scott, you wonder if he's going to sub out here. But Nwaga clearly pushing him from behind. How that's not, did they call a T? I'm not too sure. So Scott will shoot. Short on that one. He's limping up there. I can see him. He's looking over the bench. I think he's going to get subbed out after this. Yeah. He's hobbling. Hits the second. No, he don't want to come out. AI ball. Routens will inbound. Keyshawn Barthélemy. Guarded by Stuka. Barthélemy slashes, dishes to Scott. He drives. Is short. Rebound Nwaga. And then he throws it away. A little bit of impatience there from the young man. I thought he might have been fouled before he went down. So AI wants a timeout. 11-point lead here with 3:11 left. Great evening of basketball. And we're just getting started. Another game coming up right after this. So they're giving away some prizes here. A Movember. I've never been capable of growing a decent mustache, so I don't really partake in the Movember. I like DJ Phenomenal. He plays the old school jams in the building. A little bit more my era. Not that I don't get down with Migos and Future. I'm all about that A$AP Ferg Plain Jane tune right now. That's one of my workout tunes. I was listening to that today on the treadmill. Got me going. Here we go, back to the action. Routen's inbounds under the Kings Christian basket. Tosses out to Dort. Routen's for three, why not? Sam Routen's with his 5th three of the half. Sakota drives dishes. Passley for three. Jalen Passley responds for King Christian. Lead at 11. Timeout, Athlete Institute. I don't really understand that timeout because, you hit a big three, and then they respond with a big three, but you still got an 11-point lead, 2:51 to go. You're just coming off that break. And so, a little confused as to that timeout, but nonetheless, it is what it is, they say. See the Orangeville Prep guys all hanging out courtside, anxious for their game up next against Bill Carruthers. It's good family atmosphere here at the Athlete Institute. Always see lots of kids in the crowd watching the games. Always enjoy seeing some little babies here as well. I always get distracted seeing the little cute kids smiling at you while you're trying to call the game. Although I made the mistake last year when I was doing a Durham College game. There was a one baby right in front of me, and I said to the mom, "Oh, he's so cute." And she was like, "It's a she." So I've stopped commenting on the cuteness of babies while broadcasting now. Dort misses that one, in and out, but Clever throws it off Thompson. It's going to be AI ball. Routen's inbounds. Out to Dort. It's guarded by Passley. Dort, long three. Rebound Nwaga. Sakota to Passley for three, why not? Can't get the roll. Stuka tried to tip in. Dort comes away with the rebound. Barthélemy, slow this down, guys. Barthélemy to Scott, inside to Hendricks. Hendricks again, muscles his way, and off the glass this time, Ben Hendricks. He's all man in this fourth quarter. Sakota. Now I think Kings Christian's just chucking it up. I'd like to see that. There's still plenty of time left. Dort wisely slowing it down, excuse me. Scott, Dort drives, and a little too cute with it there. Sakota slashes in, takes the easy two. Athlete Institute just guarding against a three on that. 11-point lead, 1:25 to go. Barthélemy slashes down, and Hendricks almost with the follow-up. Dort now, Lukan's Dort puts it away. 113-100. Passley, Sakota chucks it up, goes in. Lucas Sakota, lead at 10. They need a steal here. They got to press. They can't just sit back. There's less than a minute left. They got to try and create a turnover. Scott, long three. I don't like that shot. He's got 13 seconds left on the shot clock. Let it go down. Sakota for three. Misses. Rebound Dort, and that should do it for the ball game. So it was a valiant effort by Kings Christian. They led it to half. But alas, Sam Routens came out in the third quarter shooting the lights out. Ends up having 5 threes in the second half. And then in the fourth quarter, the big man, Ben Hendricks, just took over with, count 'em, 4 monstrous dunks to help seal the victory for the Athlete Institute. It was Barthélemy with an easy lay-in. And so just that lack of depth on Kings Christian, you know, really came to haunt them at the end there. You know, they're 1 or 2 players away. I mean, their 5 are as good as any 5 in the OSBA. It's just they don't have that help from the bench. Guys like Sakota and Stuka just ran out of gas. So Athlete Institute, with a convincing second half, ends up winning 117 to 103. I'm Chris McKee. Thanks for joining us. And so I'm going to stay live here for a few minutes because we're going to do the signing. Brzdeikis and Dort are going to sign their national letters of intent. There's 2 pieces of paper out there. So again, mentioned next week at 5:30, pending a time change. These ones were supposed to start at that time, but they didn't. We moved it up. So next week, 5:30, Athlete Institute versus Lincoln Prep. And then following that, 7:30 is Orangeville Prep versus Henry Carr. November 15th. Check out gobears.ca/tickets. Gotta get, if you haven't been up here, it's a must. You got to get up here and check out some of the action. So I'm going to take, it looks like this signing is going to take a few minutes. So bear with us. So here we are. We got Ignas Brzezikis down there with his Michigan. So Dort's going to sign with Arizona State.
Congratulations, taking against OSBA, Orangeville, and the Athletic Institute.
Well, that's awesome to see. Congratulations to these two young men, bright futures. And remember, you saw them here first at the Athlete Institute. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back in about 20 minutes for the Bill Carruthers Orangeville Prep game.